Oh, wow. Well, I've been singing since I could talk. So I guess I never really made the conscious choice to pursue it as a career, but I've just always been doing it. So I just couldn't stop. And I started writing music when I was in seventh grade. And yeah, it took off after that. Eventually, I moved to Los Angeles and I started creating music videos and I recorded an album. So yeah, I guess I've kind of always been on this trajectory, but I never really, there wasn't a day when I decided to start. It's okay. So the next album is going to be called Everyday Existential Crisis. And the next single that I'm putting out is also has the same title. So it's the title track of the album. I did, yes. So I would call it indie pop and roll. And it's kind of like a fusion of rock and roll, but like pop and kind of experimental, like alternative vibes too. So like my process, um, I guess I get inspired by people and things that happen to me, things people say to me. And I kind of document it, I guess, with my songwriting. You know, I use it sort of as a diary or like a, a sort of therapeutic outlet. So I try to tell stories with my songs, but usually it starts with like a chord progression with my guitar, and I'll start humming, and then lyrics will pop into my brain because the melody has made me feel a certain way. And yeah, usually that's how it goes. With other artists, yes. I write a lot with my friend Dante Jukel. He's a rapper and he's incredibly talented. I love him. So we make a lot of music together. We just put out a single together called Muse, and he raps throughout it, and I sing the hook. And it's kind of exploring the relationship of the muse and what that means, and is it always a healthy relationship? Well, yeah, those were good years of my life when I was a little kid, basically. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. I was exposed to playing live at a really early age, and I got to hang out with a bunch of high school kids, and I was even younger than them. So I really looked up to them, and you know, I was the only girl in the band, and that taught me a lot about, you know, speaking up, raising, you know, raising my opinion when I needed to, and speaking for myself, and trying to just pushing to get my music heard, because you know, when you're in a group of boys and you're this small girl, um, you know, you can get lost. And it taught me to just, you know, stay my ground and sing when I could get the chance. Well, thankfully, I have a team that helps me now, but a lot. I spend a lot of time on Instagram, particularly. Um, and I like to respond to people when I can, personally, especially when they want to talk about lyrics, because I could talk to lyrics all day with people. Um, and people, you know, they ask for songwriting tips and things like that, and that just like totally warms my heart, and I love talking to people on social media about that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm on there all the time. My TikTok, great question. This is so embarrassing. I recently lost access to my TikTok because I can't remember my password, and I never hooked it up to my email address and my phone number, so I can't log into it. It's really embarrassing, but yeah, the problem. Great question. There's this artist. He goes by Cave Town. Um, I love I love his music. It's incredible. His lyrics are just stunning. And I'm just like in love with his mind through his lyrics, you know? So that's one person. Alanis Morissette has always been a huge inspiration to me. I talk about her all the time in my interviews, but I'd love to collaborate with her. There's an artist named Kay Flay who I love. Um, my favorite One of my favorite rappers is Logic. God, that would be really cool to sing a hook for him someday. I love G-Eazy. um, yeah, I have a lot of people I would love to work with. I've never been to Spain, don't hold it against me. I will be in Italy in May, and I will be in Paris in June. So I have been to Europe, but not Spain yet. Oh yeah, I would please come as soon as I start playing again. Hopefully I'll be playing out more when the album is released in September. The album's supposed to come out September 16th. So yeah, hopefully I'll be touring. Would love to make some European stops. So maybe we can put Spain on the list. I play guitar and I used to play stand-up bass in an orchestra. Oh, Hoobs, yeah. Yeah, he's great. He's one of my really, really close friends. So Make It Easy is actually just one track that we did together, but we recorded a whole EP together, but it has not been released. And I would love to release that, but we are procrastinating. And we really need to get that music out there because the rest of it's really cool. We had the chance to work in a really famous studio in Los Angeles called Revolver Studios, that's owned by Michael Blue, and he's a very famous producer. And we felt like kings just being in that studio. We were like just overjoyed with the equipment and everything. It was the most beautiful atmosphere. We got really spoiled from that experience. Yes, so I actually I have been doing some French covers because I speak some French, and I over Christmas I did a version of Santa Baby, and I also did a song called Laissez tomber les filles, which was a really cool cover. And on my upcoming album, there's a song called Franglais, and it's actually sung half in French and half in English. And mid-sentence, it will transition from one language to another. Red, steak tartare. Star, tiger. Veil, To Catch a Thief. The Book Thief, basketball. Well, I always say that I love the last song that I wrote usually the most because it's like, it's stuck with me at that moment, you know? But overall, I really love Talking to Myself because I really do like the production on that song. I think Bob Varro did a really good job. And I love the music video so much because I really felt like I was just being my crazy self, running around North Hollywood in, you know, my underwear and hospital gown. And it felt like a very natural song for me to write and sing. It came together really fluidly. And I think that song talks about a lot. It talks about, you know, mental health. It talks about feeling like you're never going to be, or feeling like you're too much for other people to handle and having to tone yourself down. And it also talks about, you know, your priorities in life and living life to the fullest or whatever. So yeah, I like that song a lot. Okay, yeah. So Numb, my one song Numb, there's a scene where I'm standing on top of a bar and I'm like kind of dancing on it, and I have a feather boa, and I guess I'm wearing like 4-inch heels or something crazy like that. And I almost fell like 4 times, and it was actually really scary. It wasn't funny. It was just kind of scary. But I mean, we have so much fun filming my videos. During the Talking to Myself video, since we didn't have a permit or anything, we were just running around the city filming random things. There was a place that said "Do not enter," and the videographer was like, why don't you just go in there, and we'll film you in there. And I was like, okay. And so I go in, and right then we see a cop car, and we're like, oh God, he must be here because of us. And so we have to wait like 15 or 20 minutes until we think he's going to leave. And then he just never leaves. So finally the videographer goes up to him and he's like, we're really sorry. Like we didn't know, like we couldn't film here. And he goes, oh, I'm not here for you guys. I'm just waiting for these drunk people to get out of the bar. And yeah, we were just paranoid. Wow. Yeah. So what would I like to achieve? I mean, I'm not really in music to win anything. You know, I don't need an award or anything like that. That's not why I do this. I don't, it would be great to make some money, but like, at the end of the day, music is really therapy for me, and it's something I'm going to do no matter what, even when I'm 90, probably. So, um, the biggest achievements for me are when people tell me they listen and it means something to them, and that's all I care about. Well, so the next project is the album, and it's finally done, and it's taken a really long time. And so Everyday Existential Crisis will be out September 16th. And before that, I will have 2 singles coming out, the title track with the music video, and then Franglais, which is the second single. But as far as other projects are concerned, I'm hoping to film one more music video for this album and possibly film it in Italy. So we'll see. Hey, I'm Madeline Rosene, and this is my interview with GuauMiauyMas.